Sir is a graduate in chemistry and he began his career with Excel Industries in the year.
Thank the organizers for inviting me. We are a 75-year-old group, essentially in chemicals and chemical related fields. But we also like to look at what are the problems of the society and if there is anything that we can do to help. Our businesses are also chosen with the idea of being of help to the society. So this is the basic philosophy. Our family, our group has been always associated with doing something relevant for the society, for the nation. The company was born before we became independent, so there is also a streak of patriotism in the thinking, in the philosophy. The approach is that, as we heard the previous speaker, there are a lot of problems thanks to the climate change. This is one of the mega problems that the whole world is facing today. But there are several others. Food related things, waste. We are talking about Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, but it's going to be a big task. We want to clean up our rivers. We want to do a lot of things. We want to improve our economy. We want to bring down the inflation, food security, energy security. There are n number of problems, and all countries face it. But we also have our own vulnerabilities. So how do we solve some of them? The premise of my talk is going to be that what can organizations do, both companies, NGOs, and also what each of us as individual citizens can do, and what we as communities can do, whether local communities, small communities, whether we are living in a building, whether we are living in a building complex, in a particular area of a city, we are part of a village. So we have a role, our organizations have a role. Each one independently can do a lot, but if we work together and use the technology in an appropriate manner, then I think we can solve many of the problems. But I think responsible behavior, both by the individuals, by the communities, and by the organizations, including companies, is what is going to be my basic theme. It will get illustrated in various ways. So, just a little bit of background to the company. Started in 1941, so we are almost 75. We have been pioneers in the chemicals, both for crop protection, for the farming community, and also specialties and performance chemicals. The agrochemicals or crop protection chemicals came about because as a chemical company, my father who founded the company, he said, what can I as a chemist do for the society, for the country? So we are an agro-based economy, so let me help the farmers. He did not have the money to put up a fertilizer plant, so he said, I can make smaller quantity of chemicals, which is the agrochemicals, the pesticides. So that is how the range was. Because of the agrochemicals, we have always been connected with the agriculture, with the farmers, farming community, and farming related issues. So soil health is one of the things that has been very much in the knowledge, and also the waste management has been one of the things. And we have been able to combine both of them, that you treat the waste, convert it into compost, take it to the soil, and then the soils become healthy and remain healthy. So that's one of the things that we have done. Similarly, all our cities are full of a lot of kachra. So we need to do something for the urban environment. We are, as I said, socially quite committed. So we have obtained the SA 8000, which is the social accounting standard. We are also, as a chemical company, we believe that we carry special responsibility to the environment and to the community which surrounds us. So we also are a responsible care certified company by the Indian Chemical Council. This is something which came about after the Bhopal incident, when world over the chemical industry was under a lot of pressure. So responsible care was started by the Canadians, and it's a way that you regulate yourself rather than get regulated from outside. So this is something that we have done. And all our manufacturing sites are working as per the ISO standards, so that's something that we have done. Like I said earlier, we have always believed that a company has to be relevant to the needs of the society. So our choice of businesses has always been guided by that fact. We also believe that instead of looking at very costly solutions, provide simple and cost-effective solutions, whether they are products or services. So that is what has been the guiding principle. We also believed always that the capabilities of people of India is something that we need to tap into. So, for example, our first chemical plants, which were dealing with very hazardous chemicals, were manned by the Adivasis from the Maharashtra-Gujarat border area, the local people. And they, being from the forest, were very, very sensitive to the needs of any hazard and were able to treat the processes extremely well. The Wadli community from also, as I said earlier, that we have always believed in being of part of the society. So much before the word CSR became buzzword, we have established our NGOs or our voluntary agencies in the 60s and 70s, and we have been working in many parts of the country, especially Western India, to look at the problems and to provide solutions. And we always believed in working with the communities and not try to impose solutions or to make them dependent on us. We would like to make them self-reliant so that we can move on and serve some other area. So that has been the philosophy. Also, teamwork has been very much part of our ethos. So committed to Sarvijam Karma Vahi. We have also, since we have about 7-8 NGOs working in the group, so even they need to talk to each other and know what is happening. So we have established a kind of federation or a apex body called SWOC, Shore Family Voluntary Organizations Consortium, which meets every 2 months to exchange notes and to share with each other what the other one is doing and learn from each other. The last one is that judicious and integrated use of resources, whether it is land, water, wind, sunlight, or even waste materials like the municipal solid waste, we would like to consider them as precious resources to be used judiciously, to be used wisely, so that they are available to us and to the future generations. So this has also been and the word integrated is very important. Many times we have found that when you solve one problem through one technology or through one particular way of looking at it, it can have a beneficial effect on something else, or it can have a non-beneficial effect. We normally try to work in a manner so that the integration leads to 2 plus 2 equal to not 4 but 22. That's the kind of approach we try to have. Now, going back to what I said earlier as part of the theme that I chose for this session, is the role of the corporates and the citizens in the community development. So, role of the corporates on role of the corporates on one side, similarly role of the citizens. There are solutions, not necessarily always technical, but in this case, since it's a Vignan Sammelan, so I chose the technical solutions, and finally community gets developed. So that is the kind of theme that I would like to present. There's again a little bit of what I said earlier. The philosophy that we have followed is being a responsible citizen, innovation always part of our thinking, self-sufficiency for the country, care for all the stakeholders, not necessarily only investors, but employees, the neighbors, the customers, healthy corporate management practices and systems. And the way we would like to get engaged in the social work is not just by giving money, which is relatively easy. You can write a check, it doesn't take a lot of time to do that, nor a lot of effort. We like to actively participate in the CSR activity. Most of our family are attached to one or the other of our voluntary agency, and we like to actively participate and help and learn. Faith in people, building their capacity so that they can do things for themselves, ethical conduct. So that's the kind of group philosophy. When we choose businesses and when we take new initiatives, what kind of things guide us is the basic needs of the humans and the environment, national and global outlook in whatever we do, relevance to the social needs and problems, and various segments that are being served are agriculture and food, water, energy, waste management, etc. Climate change I have not added here, but that's also something that we are very actively engaged in. And I would like to learn from Dr. Rajan about the various things that he mentioned. Now coming to some examples, and before I go into this, let me say that if you look at many of the problems that we have today, I would like to share that many of them go back to how we use things in a very irresponsible manner, without thinking of others, etc. So whether it is waste, whether it is water, whether it is electricity, whether it is the way we drive cars, we have a lot of great civilization, but if you look at our habits, I think there's a lot of introspection required by all of us in India, and there's a lot to improve. So, talking about some of the areas in which the good behavior is required is to minimize the waste generation, to use all resources judiciously, for waste not only where it is generated, but if we can learn to just segregate, because we are quite active in the solid waste management. I know that what a problem it creates when we have to treat the waste if it is mixed one, whereas if it is separated, it's so easy to recycle what can be recycled, and so easy to convert the organic matter into something useful, whether energy or whether into compost. So recycling is required. Also, we need to share the resources and facilities. For example, carpools are talked about, but we don't use them enough. Each of us want to have our own car and drive. So sharing of resources, which means that public transport is another example. If you have good public transport, then people will not need to take the car. Then it can be shared resource, and then we can generate much less carbon dioxide and climate change and all that. What we need to do is to help in increasing the awareness of good habits, especially at young age. Last month I was in Japan for a week, and it was very interesting to see the way Japanese society is so disciplined, so self-disciplined, and things work as per the order, as per the discipline. So I was asking my Japanese host as to why is this so. They said it's simple. When we start the education for the children, the first 2 years are spent not in the reading, writing, mathematics and all that. It's just inculcating good habits. After that, if they are good citizens, okay, they can choose their competence, but the good habits are required of everyone. So this is something that we need to learn. I was sharing with my uncle, Mr. K.C. Shroff, Kakaji as he is known everywhere. So he said that, okay, our current system was designed by Mr. Macaulay because the Britishers wanted Indians to be of service to them. Now we need a revival, now we need a Japanese Macaulay or something like that. Or maybe an Indian Macaulay, we don't need a Japanese one. Some examples of good conduct, bad conduct, as I said, the simple things which we take for granted, but where by application of mind we can change things. You go to any wash basin in India, the inheritance that we have is that the left tap will have the hot water and the right one will have cold water. We all eat, most of us, with right hand. So our right hand is dirty. Which hand is clean, with which you can open the tap? Left one. We do that, and then what comes is hot water. Do we really need hot water in India? Not everywhere. But it means that somewhere the hot water is being heated and energy is being consumed unnecessarily. Just through the actions of maybe our Bureau of Indian Standards, maybe we can change things. Similarly, when we start a geyser, we just leave it on. It is automatic geyser, so when the water gets heated, it will switch off. But why do you need it for so long? Before your bath, start it, and after your bath, close it. What kind of towel do we use? Many of us, most of us, like to use the biggest, thickest Turkish towel. And then after the bath, we just wipe ourselves, put it for washing. How much water does it take? How much detergent does it take? And is it really dirty? Do we really need to clean it? I use it for 4 or 5 days definitely, and a thin one, not a big Turkish one. I'm a small man, so I don't need the largest one. So there are things that one can, and of course simple things like switching off lights, fans and all that. In Mumbai, it really irritates me when I go around small shops. It may be just 6 feet by 6 feet, but it will have 6 lights. It will be so glaring light. How much energy is spending unnecessarily? Does he really need to do that? I think a lot can be done. Similarly, our farmers, our agricultural companies, agricultural input companies have spoiled their habits. अगर एक डिब्बा छिड़को तो अच्छा है, तो 2 डिब्बा छिड़कोगे तो और भी अच्छा है. We have taught them, not required. Use judiciously. 1 chamach of pesticide is good enough, don't unnecessarily put 2. 1 bag of urea is good enough, don't put 3 bags. Driving of cars, as I said, we are very lousy drivers. We have the best of cars now in India, and we want to prove that we are on the racing track. We want to cut across lanes, we want to honk, we want to not care for the pedestrians. Again, good habits need to be developed. Even our public servants, I think the basic salary that comes to them is fine. But for every time they do something for you, they would like that, okay, now what about me? Please take care of me. He's paid for doing what he's doing. But no, that's not so. Many of them, we have wonderful public servants, but not everybody is like that. This is something, going back to the question of education system. I was very happy to know recently that a lady lawyer from Delhi, I think, she has filed a PIL in the Supreme Court that as part of our constitution, our education system was supposed to have what she starts with is the morals education. But if you read the last line, that the task of education is to create good human beings and turn them into good citizens. Is that happening? So when she put the PIL, the judges asked her, that, no, I think we have, when we were young, we have gone through when moral education was part of it. She said, please look at the textbooks now. Please look at what is being taught. And they said, yes, we agree. Now it has been removed. So whatever was there, whether it was serving the purpose is another matter. At least it was there, which has also been removed now. So we need to reintroduce, whether you want to call it moral education, whether you want to just create good citizens by whatever name, but we need to do something. Some problem. Okay. This I think is the details of the CSR Act which has come. Okay, so the schedule 6 of the Act. We won't need to go through the whole thing, but I think the next one that I have is talking about, this is our policy. I would like to give some credit to Gandhiji for, no. In order to inculcate the habit of doing something for the society, our government, as all of us are aware, has come out with the CSR Act. In the year 2013, this act came into being, and the guiding principles are made known. There was a lot of debate. I also participated in many seminars where whether social activity should be made compulsory by act or should it be really coming from your heart and not be imposed, was the question that was debated. But overall, I think the consensus is that, okay, if there are some guidelines, if there is some provision for some kind of budgeting, some policies, it will be helpful. We have started implementing in our companies, even through the board, and we find that it does bring about a certain degree of accountability, certain degree of monitoring, certain systems and all that. So although it should really flow from the heart and not be imposed, but even imposition sometimes is useful. So this is a case of that. So now CSR Act is there, and they have mentioned what kind of activities can be taken. You can go beyond that, but at least this you should do. 2% of the money of the last 3 years average profit has to be spent. It's a good guideline. Good companies, good groups have been